The Axial 15-inch LED strips with the ColorSHIFT controller will be a great way for the Mustang owners out there looking to add some custom lighting to the inside or even outside of your Mustang and would like the flexibility of having endless color options to switch between thanks to the included controller. Price point for the pair of LED strips will be right around $100, and the peel and stick and power and ground install will get a solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter from me, with a little bit more detail to come later in the video. Now, accent lighting like this typically isn't gonna be for everyone. In fact, I'd say this is easily one of those love it or hate it products that can divide a comment section real quick. But with that in mind, I will say it can be a tasteful way to add a small bit of customization when done right and in moderation. But what does that mean to you guys? Well, I would say a vast majority of owners tend to throw these things underneath the dash to act as mood lighting or accent lighting for the footwell area in your Mustang. Kind of like what Ford has started doing in recent years with their My Color feature, typically offered on the premium package cars. I've also seen some other creative ways to install these lights, whether as maybe a puddle light underneath the car, in the trunk, or even under the hood. So again, you do have some options on where you want to choose to mount these things due to their flexible design. And speaking of options, that's going to be the big draw with this particular product, at least in my opinion, and the endless color options available thanks to the RGB included ColorSHIFT controller here. Now, this will allow you, of course, to choose between your color, but it's also going to allow you to do things like dim the lights, strobe the lights, and even do what is called a breathing effect to the lights themselves, which is this kind of slow pulse that I actually think looks pretty cool when in action. So yes, you are going to be paying a good bit more compared to a standard single color LED strip, but I think you can see you are getting more features in exchange. As far as construction is concerned, well, you are going to be receiving 2 strips here, both 15 inches long and both containing roughly 44 individual high-powered LEDs. And believe me when I tell you here, guys, these things are going to be very bright once installed. Now, each strip is flexible, meaning you can bend or shape these things kind of as you please here, and it is going to help you when it comes time to find a spot for the installation. Now, on the back of each strip, you are going to find pre-installed 3M automotive tape or adhesive tape, which again will make the install that much easier, essentially allowing you to stick these things on any surface of your car, with the exception, of course, of fabric or carpet. On top of that, you can actually trim the size of these strips if you'd like, making more strips in the process, or just changing the length to make them fit into smaller areas. And what I mean by that is you can essentially turn 2 of these strips into 4 or even more by cutting them in the designated area and then soldering in a new power and ground wire to the copper contacts. Or if you want, you can just leave them as is, and that is going to be totally your call. But let's switch gears and briefly talk about the installation a little bit more. And yes, on the surface there is some light wiring involved, but it's very basic and very straightforward. So even if you don't have a lot of electrical experience, you should be able to get these guys in place. But I am going to go strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, and anywhere from about 30 minutes to an hour to get these installed, depending on where you end up putting these things. Now, if you were interested in going the popular route by installing these in the footwell and having them illuminate with your dome light, then basically you're just going to need to tap into that dome light wiring, which will allow the lights to turn on and off whenever the doors are open or closed. Or if you want to see these things a little bit more, or maybe have more control over them, basically you're just going to need to wire them into a switch so you can control when the light is on or off. Now, if you did want to tap into the dome light, a pair of quick splice connectors would certainly be the easiest and quickest way to go about doing this, but soldering would certainly be the proper way. Adding a switch would only slightly lengthen the install a little bit, as you would need to find a spot for the switch and then install the lights themselves. Ultimately, if you are new to wiring, I'd say this is a great place to start, as it is going to be very straightforward at the end of the day. So if you're looking to add some custom lighting to your Mustang and would like to have the ability to not only switch up the color, but also add some pretty cool effects, then you should definitely check out the pair of Axial 15-inch LED strips, along with that RGB controller right here at AmericanMuscle.com.